All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of Gar Capital. It is Friday, June 2nd, 2023, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Glad to have you on board this morning and every morning. Let's go ahead and get to it. It was a short week. Kind of feels like a Thursday, but it is a Friday. Dow futures up 209 points, NASDAQ up 45, S&P up 22, Russell's up 1.28%, 1793. Crude oil up 2%, 71.58, and gasoline futures are up nearly 2%. We do have an OPEC meeting next week. I think it's over the weekend. If not, it's going to be on Monday. I believe it's on Sunday. Gold futures down about 0.47%, 1985. Silver futures 23.92, down 0.28%. Copper futures up about 1.25%, $3.75. Euro dollar 107.47, that's down 15 pips. Dollar yen, we had a short on that. We closed it right before NFP for right around 3 points. We had 25 points last night, bounced. I told everyone, hey man, it's best to just take this. Here you go, I'll show you guys. This is the Forex alerts. Here you go. And here was the setup, 138.95. The TP was 137.72. That was this line here, right around 139 was the break. We were green on it. The stop loss was 140. We moved the stop. We were at 40 points. We moved the stop to 139.41. See if we can get a little more. Dollar yen became green. We got 25 points yesterday at 11 o'clock at night. I updated them. But right around 8 in the morning, I said decision time. We are +3. We have NFP in 25 minutes. USD is either going to USD dollar is going to either spike or going to fall. I think we're going to fall further. Well, in terms of dollar yen, it did not happen. We bounced. But if you want to manage risk, close here. It's a good idea. And then I told them about the stop, 139.41. We might hit that and close out. But again, it's best to close out here, guys. Let's keep it tight and conservative. We will get another shot at it. Close here, +3 to manage risk. Keep in mind, 139.41 was the stop. Let's take a look at it now together. We would have been stopped out first thing this morning, right at the note. 144 stop hunt. We're now 139.23. We would be red on it. Where was our entry? 138.95. We'd still be red. We'd be down about 25 points. So we did the right thing. Play conservative. Rule number 1 is don't lose. Rule number 2 is reread rule number 1. So Forex is done. Got some points. We got some gold on futures. We'll go over that video for our members today regarding our trades. I look forward to it. Bitcoin futures 27,175, up nearly 1%, pretty quiet. 1899 Ethereum up 1.28%, so a little bit of risk on as we can see in the market. 10-year treasury yields bouncing 3.633. Dollar index 103.59. We talked about the dollar again, so dollar is up. VIX starting to get dangerously low, really low. We are now near the 14 handle, so no fear out there. Let's close this alert here. Let's see how low we can go. We got 1410. That would be the lowest point since July of 2021. That is pretty big. So we're going to go ahead and place an alert there. Again, guys, don't be surprised. We do get some kind of volatility spike. It's like a beach ball when you're in the pool or on the beach. You hold that beach ball down as long as you can, but you can only hold it for so long. It's going to spike back up. Doesn't mean it won't come back down. But again, we keep compressing it, holding it down. You're going to get some kind of spike up. Maybe 30, 28, 26, maybe even 25, we'll say. The question is when. I thought we would have the FOMC next week. It's actually the week after. My apologies. I'm still kind of in that May. But again, it's the middle of June is the actual FOMC, not next week. Next week, we don't have much. We'll go over that on the video as well. I'll preview the week next week. But again, volatility index is telling me a lot of people are complacent. So what do we do from that? We can trade upside calls. We are not investing in anything. I've got a lot of people asking about, oh, do we want to buy shares? We don't want to buy shares when they're up. We want to trade when they're up, make that ROI, take that money, and then buy shares when we get a dip. That's going to be the MO for us, guys. I'm not buying tech stocks at these valuations. It's just too expensive when we already have some. If we did not have any tech exposure in our portfolio, fine, I get it. but we've been investing in tech for years. So none of this is really anything we're missing out on. We'll see the portfolio go green and be happy. Apple all-time highs, how great, or near it, about $2 away or so. But again, I think we just focus on the trading environment aspect. Take a look at those high betas. I talked about ETRN yesterday. Keep in mind, I look at 933 now. Let's take a look at the hourly. Look at that. And I sent this tweet out yesterday. Let's see if I can get this going. Let's see. Future original. Here we go. And again, I was just doing my option scans this yesterday, and I'll show you exactly what I did. Very, very simple. Right now, they're not going to show volume, but again, 40,000 volume, right around that $10 strike around October 20th. The same one that I did with the 8s. And I tweeted this yesterday, right around 3:46 p.m. yesterday. You could see January 2024, the $10 calls. We are now trading at 933. That's a lot of time to just get 70 cents or so. So let's see if ETRN does hit for everybody. I don't count that towards the numbers. That's not part of a signal group or anything. But again, it's nice to give you guys a little snack here and there. And that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm keeping an eye on those high betas. Again, how many times have we hit Palantir? We've hit DraftKings. We've hit Mara, ETRN. So Carvana, if you guys listen to what I was talking about, I did not signal Carvana, but we did talk about those 14 calls. It is now at 16.15. Some of the members, I think, got it. I wish I did. I just didn't. But again, if you were watching the morning note on Tuesday, I was talking about Carvana and that breakout. I was talking about those 14 calls for next week. God knows where they are now. You're deep in the money. Congratulations if you traded it. We're starting to take a look here now at the S&P. Let's kind of roadmap it together really quickly, and then I'll talk about it later today. 4309 is your next target here on ES if we're continuing the march towards all-time highs, which is the expectation down the line. But again, we still need to get to those August highs, 4309. So we got some juice. I wouldn't go long here in terms of futures. I don't want to just get 50 points. I think NQ might be the one we could do if we start breaking out a little bit above the recent highs of 14,564. That would be the new highs that we just got. The next target would be 14,865. That's the level not seen since April 6th of 2022, a long time ago. So if anything, you're selling into this weakness. You're closing positions in this weakness. We talked about Tesla yesterday. Tesla, we closed it at 20%. I did not close it. We signaled to close it out, mind you. Keep in mind, I only had 2 contracts on Tesla anyway, so really just leaving a runner. I like this trade. I have the 220 calls for next week. We are now trading at 210.53. We're above the 200 day. We got that nice wedge breakout. I mean, what more could you ask for? So again, my target is really 218.93. I have for next week. Signal members either closed or they're holding. So if you didn't close yesterday, you're probably going to get 40 today. So all's well that ends well. But again, we always want to manage risk. It's super important to get a W on the board, get that momentum in your favor. But we should be able to clock most of what we got. So it'll be a nice open this morning. Let's see. Thank you for your sharing your knowledge with us. Appreciate you. Oh, thank you, David. Very, very kind of you to say. Just glad that you guys are on board watching. Can you review IWM? Sure. IWM, this is Patron Boy. And this was a stock I was actually looking at yesterday, but I already had risk open. Let's take a look at it. So we want to we're at 178. So now we're getting above this kind of up this ascending triangle, right? The question is, what do we do for it? Well, we do have a gap fill here at 181. What level do we want to break before we can start trading that? Let's get above 179, and then it gives us $1 to play with. You know, we only need to get to 180. I would do the 180 calls for the week after, and then just kind of see if we can fill that gap at 181. So keeps our risk a little lower, maybe a little more expensive, but again, we would want to buy time. So just get above 179. That's kind of my level, Patron Boy. Once we get there, I would take a look at the 180 calls. That might be a watch list for next week. So that was something I was looking at yesterday at the barber shop, actually, at IWM. So maybe a shot. Again, definitely a risk on environment. If IWM is up, that means small caps are up. And that means that the banks, energy are doing either okay, or it's just all the Carvanas of the world, the DraftKings of the world that are pushing the stock index higher. Remember when IWM was up with GME and AMC? Those guys were part of that as well. So a lot of high betas in that IWM. So again, if we're getting a little bit of a push, we're starting to see that even the small capitalization companies are catching bids, which shows a big risk on appetite for the market. And again, just a melt up. That's kind of what we're expecting. Just a melt up to 4,300. But again, guys, a pullback is going to happen. Again, it just depends on the perspective of how severe it would be. But again, the VIX is starting to get very, very low. You can only hold it down for so long. You'll get a spike here and there, and then that's just an opportunity to either buy the dip or play puts in that favor. So day at a time, let's go ahead and close the week out strongly. The goal is to be undefeated this week. So far, so good. Let's see what we get at the end of the session. I'll catch you guys later. For today's video, recapping the market for our members as well will be a public video. So turn on notifications so you don't miss it. Have a great rest of your morning. I will see you guys later. Happy Friday. Let's make it a great one. Cheers.